Well, when a person is sick, they come to a pharmacy. They don't come on a bus. A child comes with their parents in a car, a taxi or something. The bus is too expensive, and there are too many transfers. I want you to rethink what your priorities are. Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening. I'm a resident on South Side, and I totally am against the BRT transition. That's going to happen to Telegraph. I think that it's really not a good idea, and I just want to say that not every idea is a good idea, regardless of who it's proposed by or what corporation presents it. I believe that the buses are run at very high speeds. I don't believe it. I know it. I've witnessed it through this 6-block section. I believe it's dangerous. I do know that over 40,000 Cal students, when there's a blackout on campus, they head to Telegraph Avenue, and those buses are really unsafe. I think that it would be destructive to the street artists as well as the entire historic location of that area.
I yield my time to the next speaker.
Thank you. I'm Zachary Rennewolf. The BRT is a horrendous boondoggle. It's for people that don't know what's going on with city politics. There is an ordinance that basically has put forward a high-density housing along the bus routes. And so this is a developer's wet dream. And basically, the city of Berkeley has dropped in population from 126,000 to 93,000. So this is a giant green scam and needs to be opposed. There was a study that the buses would only improve 2 minutes. And when you have cars, I'm an avid bicyclist. I'm from the native community. We need to get back to Mother Earth. But if we don't force people out of their cars into a sensible bus system, this is a ridiculous scam that is going on, led by our disrespectful mayor, who basically has left the building and has left this until, it's really disrespectful for all these people to be here. I don't know how many times we have come here and this exact same thing has happened. This is embarrassing. If you guys don't want, you should have the privilege of running this city. It should be a privilege. I'm a native leader and elder, and every time I step up, even to here late at night, I'm representing my community, and it's a privilege, and I come here at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if you don't want that responsibility, step down, please. Hold.
Come right up. Call that one again.
First, I was wondering who scheduled all of these really important issues for the same evening. It sounds like a very bad mistake, because you know that all of these issues are very controversial, have a lot to speak. And I want to point out that I don't think there's anybody here that's in favor of the BRT. I noticed from the pictures they have that there's a cement riser right in the middle of the street where people are going to crash into it and trip over it and all that. And I'm going to say my applause line from the planning meeting is that I think we should continue in the tradition of Berkeley, keep having all of these ridiculous meetings and never build this thing that would destroy a whole historical district. The meetings are time-taking, but the project would be a disaster.
I'm Judith Epstein. I'd like to ask you to consider the cumulative negative impacts from the BRT on our historic neighborhoods, on our small businesses, and on pedestrians and bicyclists. We don't just have a problem with the BRT shifting traffic into neighborhoods and taking parking away. There's going to be additional traffic from the fourth floor of the Caldecott Tunnel. That's going to come down and impact the Elmwood. And BRT, meanwhile, is going to push traffic into the Elmwood. You have to think about how long will it take the emergency vehicles to leave fire station at College and Russell. Traffic on College is already a nightmare. So this is a complicated question, and I want you to really take adequate time to think about it. It's your responsibility to take care of our neighborhoods and our businesses. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Paul Boyd. I'm a resident of Berkeley on Parker Street in the Willard neighborhood. I've been to a lot of these meetings, and I get this sinking sense that a lot is happening without the consent of the government. And whenever we complain about it, and we heard about it again, and we heard that line again tonight, whenever we complain, we hear, well, this is just a plan. But unfortunately, it's a plan that we have to realize may actually occur. What's going to happen if we just do this plan, and then AC Transit says, well, we're going ahead with BRT now. We'll follow your plan. As noted in page 4 of your 300-page handout, the ability to change the build option significantly after the FDR project may be very limited. Therefore, it is important for the city to put forward a build option for study that the city council would be willing to consider building. So I ask you to look at my letter in the supplemental packet on no dedicated lanes on Telegraph South Divide. Thank you.
Good evening, council members. My name is Mina Valenza, and I'm a street artist up on Telegraph Avenue. I'd just like to add my comment that Telegraph Avenue is a vibrant, historic area, a tourist magnet. It is of utmost importance that it stay that way. Telegraph has long been known for its independent spirit, allowing artists to express their creativity and present their works to the public. The merchants and restaurants also add diversity to the avenue. I therefore passionately plead that rapid bus transit does not belong on Telegraph Avenue, and that you should leave something that is very precious to all of us and not disturb it. Thank you.
Hi, I'd like to talk about Rapid Bus Plus. And one of the things that I saw in the last week was that Alameda County actually has a BRT system that's in place and operating today. A BRT system which has no dedicated lanes. That's in the Livermore-Amador Valley Transit Association. It's funded 80% by the federal government. We believe that it's possible to put Rapid Bus Plus, which is essentially BRT without the dedicated lanes, onto the streets of Berkeley and Oakland at a cost that you could do it now with the money that they have, plus you could get federal money for the streetscaping. We think that Rapid Bus Plus is actually the best approach, and it's one that Berkeley could do. We're advocating that you choose Rapid Bus Plus as the LPA to study.
Hello, my name is George Byer, the Willard Neighborhood Association president. We are strongly against this proposal. We've had 4 public forums. Public sentiment runs about 9 to 1 or 10 to 1. That's never reported. The city always says we have hundreds of meetings and met hundreds of people, blah, blah, blah. They never report that, in fact, it's running about 9 or 10 to 1 against. They just never put that public sentiment in there. For most reasons we've talked about, it would wreak havoc on the businesses. The cut-through traffic's never been addressed. I'd also like you guys to really look at the environmental data. It's really weak. In the draft EIR, the amount of carbon change in the air was negligible. If they don't have the switch in ridership from cars to buses, you're going to have a clogged up lane in that lane on Telegraph, and I think it's going to be environmentally a disaster. And also, someone should think about the route. I mean, there's no stops from Dwight to Bancroft, right, as you go north on Telegraph. Someone should think about going up to Bowditch and around if you're going to do this thing and avoid that. There's no stops between Dwight and Bancroft anyway.
Good morning. I'm Chris Mullen. I'm the transit outreach specialist at the Berkeley Center for Independent Living. Although our building is currently on the block and we are looking to move into the